Hello everyone and welcome back to MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. Last time out we finished up Act 1 of the campaign, which is more or less the tutorial section of the game. One more final thing we've got to do to have that officially taken off our objective list, and that's go speak to Rihanna. But before we do that, let's do a quick once-over of our outfit here. We started out with a Centurion and a Javelin. We've picked up a Jenner and its MechWarrior pilot, Lieutenant Freeman. And yeah, we're not looking in too bad shape, all things considered. But I thought I'd take an opportunity to talk about Battletech setting. I mean, there must be, I don't know, 100 plus mercenary units founded each year. And yet, according to what we're told in the source books, 40% of them don't even last the first 6 months. In fact, after 12 months, more than 60% of them have gone bust. So our future is by no means guaranteed. We do have some decent contacts, though, in the form of Sebastian Spears. I'll speak to Rihanna in just a second. One other thing, I mentioned at the start of the last episode that I'm imposing several challenges on myself for this playthrough. I'm going to talk about those in just a second. And on the topic of talking, the whole map is about to open up to us and we'll be free to forge our own path as a mercenary. But once we do so, we'll get access to a whole bunch of screens. I want to quickly go through them all. If you want to skip all this, you can find timestamps in the video. But for now, let's speak to Rihanna.
Hi, Commander. Excellent work protecting that dig site. Spears thinks you did a hell of a job. A chip off the old block were his exact words. Referring to your father, of course.
Of course.
That's quite the compliment coming from him. As you know, your father and Spears did a lot of work together over the years. Proved quite lucrative too, for both of them. Hopefully, we can continue that relationship.
Hopefully.
Let's hope so.
It's a relationship that goes back 2 decades by this point.
We're gonna survive out here. That's what I wanted to talk with you about. Our next move. We're operating with a clean slate now, thanks to the new mercenary ID number Spears provided. A whole new name, new outfit. Now we need to get to work rebuilding our capabilities and establishing our reputation. Won't be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You up for it?
Absolutely.
I think we better get started then. Plenty of war zones in the inner sphere where we can pick up work. A few safe harbors as well. Places we can hire more pilots, get our hands on cheap supplies. First, we need to earn some sea bills to pay for it all.
Let's get on that then.
I see a bright future ahead of us, Commander.
Me too.
Speaking of the future, we have a pending transmission from IE already. Seems Spears has put the word out to his colleagues that we can be trusted to get the job done. Before diving right in, I recommend we head to one of the industrial hubs in this region. Pockets of relative stability where we can acquire new equipment and mechs, hire new pilots.
Good advice.
We have more mechs than MechWarriors at the moment, so it would be good to expand the ranks. Repairs are cheaper in these regions too. Either way, I've marked the location of the IE contract on the star map. It's there whenever you're ready.
Roger that. Thanks, Rihanna.
Cheers.
You're welcome, Commander.
And there we go. Under Siege. Act 1 is completed. Let's have a look at our consoles then. We've got no news to look at, but we've got a whole bunch of other things to go through, starting with our battle mechs here. We're going to get our repairs done on this. It's not going to take any time at all. 2 days, it's nothing. And while we're here, we'll also give this a fresh coat of paint. I'd like to have all our mechs looking the same. For the start of the game, this blue and gold scheme, or blue and yellow, blue and tan, is pretty good, I think. It reminds me somewhat of the Mech Commander game, which used kind of blue and gold for the Davian guards. So we're going to apply that to this mech too. I already made a save of this earlier. And there we go. We're not going to mess with any of the unique color schemes that will pop up on mechs later on. But any kind of generic ones we pick up, I'll go for blue and gold. At least for the early game. We might mix it up a bit later on. While we're looking at our battle mechs though, let's talk about the first of the challenges I'm imposing on myself for this playthrough. If you go on kind of the MechWarrior subreddits or any of the discords, you'll so often see people looking for advice, and the number one result is invariably max armor all your mechs, replace everything you can with medium lasers. And I'm fundamentally opposed to that because I think it deprives yourself of so much enjoyment of the unique characteristics and charms of each mech. So I realize I'm looking at a mech right now which has only medium lasers, but let's switch to this one for example. I know some of the mods allow you to basically rebuild these from the ground up, but I want to maintain that true character that they have. So I'm limiting myself on the number of changes I can make. So for example, an autocannon I can swap for a rapid fire or a burst fire variant within its same size. Lasers I can swap for chemical variants of the same size again. Missiles I can swap for a stream or hot loaded. And that's kind of the limitation I want to impose. No ripping things out and having no weapons and then just max armoring it. Or no swapping, I don't know, an autocannon for a Gauss rifle. You obviously have got to stay within the same weapons family, but I don't want to change what is, I don't know, a mech that has small, short-range missiles and long-range ones, and then refine it so it's got only one variety. I'd rather maintain its stock loadout where possible. Obviously, I'm going to be upgrading them to higher tier weapons as we unlock them as we go through. We can improve upon them, but we're not allowed to completely change their characteristics. We have access to the star map now as well. We don't need to look at these tutorials. Got a whole bunch of different objectives here, and good for us. Got a whole bunch at our next destination. Each episode I'm going to start by doing the campaign missions and the high reward quests, and then I'll fill out the rest of the episode up until our next level up in reputation with the generic procedurally generated one. So Pascagoula is where we are going first. And we've already got queued up our Centurion repairs, so let's do that. We're going to ignore Rihanna's advice to go to the industrial hub. There's no reason to do that when repairs are done so quickly at this stage in the game. I mean, it would take longer and cost more just to get out there in the first place. Let's make this jump. But there was one other reason that, well, we'll get to this in a second. So let's have a look at what we've got. No new use. And so equipment. Yeah, the second challenge I want to impose on myself for this playthrough is relying solely on salvage and mission quest rewards. So no purchasing either new weapons at the market or new mechs. I don't know why anyone would want to purchase a Vulcan of all things, but this is the rules we're imposing on ourselves. A 5T, isn't the 2T the standard one? I thought 5T was like late Succession Wars, but maybe not. I could be mistaken on that, I probably am. And the third and final challenge relates to the mech warriors that we're going to be using. Just like mechs, I want to limit myself to only using the pilots that we receive as quest rewards. So that, as you can imagine, is going to greatly increase the difficulty of the early game. Because we've only got 2 mech warriors at this stage, we can only deploy 2 mechs. Even, you know, our heaviest ones are not going to be even close to the tonnage limit of those missions. So that's going to have us severely undertonned and wildly increase the difficulty of the early game. We will get our 3rd pilot around Reputation 5, but we're going to have to wait all the way until Reputation 8 before we get a 4th pilot. And even then, if one of them gets injured, we're going to be deploying with less. So it's going to be a real challenge to get through until we have properly established ourselves. We will allow ourselves to pick up some of the hero pilots, unique ones, later on in the campaign, but not until, well, not for another couple decades. I'll talk more about that. I have something in mind when we get closer to it. Speaking of pilots, we can take this opportunity to look at our roster here. So Commander Mason, the only child of well-respected mech warriors, Commander Mason was always destined to be piloting his own battle mech one day. His parents, Chloe Reed and Nikolai Mason, raised him alongside the mechs of their mercenary company, Nyx Cavaliers. Commander Mason learned how to pilot a mech before he could even walk. Would you believe it? And here we go, our first hero pilot. Lieutenant Liam Freeman is a relatively inexperienced mech warrior with only a few years of mech experience under his belt. After his lance mates were wiped out while protecting Sebastian Spear's dig site, he found himself without a company. When Commander Mason offered him employment, Freeman leapt at the chance. So yes, because he's a hero pilot, he comes with some traits, Jenner mech affinity as you would expect since that is his own ride, and a survivor, reduces chance of pilot death by 25%. That is very good for us because he is irreplaceable. We cannot get another pilot until we've done a whole bunch more quests. And we also want to avoid having him injured as well, because that means I'm going to be deploying on my own otherwise. One more bit of reading I want to do before... Why have we got 2 Jenners here? What's that about? I don't know. We're going to look at our database here, and we're going to quickly go through the histories. There's going to be a bunch of these at the start of the game where we're reading through them. As we progress, there'll be less reading and more gameplay. Produced initially from 2801 until the main plant on Remand 2 was destroyed in 2845, the Centurion was designed and built by Korean enterprises, I guess, as an operating partner for the already successful Trebuchet. In fact, we heard from Fahad at the very start of this game that we salvaged our own Centurion from this very same destroyed factory on Ramen. After supplying a steady stream of spare parts to AWFS line units for nearly 150 years, and buoyed by the success and warm reception of the design as a whole, Korean built a secondary manufacturing facility on New Avalon in 3012. The Centurion represents a well-rounded combat platform in its tonnage range, and is known for making slow, steady advances while being tough enough to absorb considerable punishment. This was our starting mech, and we also had a Javelin somewhere, if I can spell. In 2751, Stormvanger Assemblies introduced the Javelin as a recon mech with the firepower to survive being spotted. By the opening shots of the First Succession War, the Javelin had not yet been fully integrated into most regiments, but centuries of warfare have proven the reliability of the design. Despite the destruction of its only production facility, the Javelin remains a popular mech, especially in their regiments of House Davian. It has gained a reputation as a versatile and mobile mech that can appear almost out of nowhere, giving rise to the aphorism, sneaky as a javelin. So, unlike the Centurion, which I think was the CN-9A, we have been given the JVN-10F, which is not the standard, it is the Fire Javelin, so called for its laser loadout. I think standard, it comes with a bunch of SRM-6s, which probably does more damage, but of course it limits it to the amount of ammo it carries. Our first enemy mech we came across was the Spider here. Commissioned by the Star League in 2650 for use in special operations units, the Spider was not initially built in great quantities. The special operations unit of the Star League, the most famous one, was the Blackhearts, and they went mercenary after Kerensky's exodus and were indeed the unit that Chloe Reed was working for our mother when she met our father back in the 2990s. With the destruction of its production facilities in 2776, the means and knowledge to produce the design went with them, and raiding for spare parts became commonplace. The chassis was revived by the Freewells League after the discovery of the original design schematics from the ruins of the Terran hegemony, and has since become a common sight on the fields of the Inner Sphere. Lightly armed, but incredibly mobile, the Spider is an excellent scout mech capable of jumping great heights. We saw that in the cutscene where our father was ambushed. It jumped a great height and then got blasted in the chest by a Centurion autocannon. Sucks for you. We saw a Blackjack in the previous mission. The Blackjack was born from a Star League mandate in 2757 for the creation of a new battle mech with insurgency suppression and fire support capabilities. Despite fulfilling its production requirements and performing well in initial tests, the Blackjack unfairly developed a bad reputation and was all but rejected by the Star League. While its original design suits the Blackjack for engagement against lighter opponents, its range and sustained fire capability can make it a highly effective threat in the right hands. Highly effective against aircraft, but 2 AC2s is, well, 4 medium lasers is okay for going up against light mechs, but it's not exactly the most impressive weapon loadout. The other mech we saw, a friendly one in the previous mission, was this Jenna here, now in our arsenal. Unlike most other battle mech designs before the 31st century, the Jenna was a source of national pride for a single state. Designed, produced, and used solely by House Kurita in 2784, the Jenna became synonymous with the Draconis Combine, so that was right at the outset of the First Succession War, or just a year or two before it. Later, the Jenna's prominent role in the Kintari massacre would tarnish its reputation. Regardless, its speed, mobility, and firepower make it ideal for destroying enemy targets and scouts alike. This one here is the JR7D, which is the standard, which is a little confusing. There is a method to the madness of these designations here. Typically, the great houses have their own variants designated with a letter that corresponds to their name. So D for Davian, K for Kurita, L for Liao, M for Matic, and S for Steiner. There's a couple other ones as well, but this one is an exception to that rule. Other standard mechs, sometimes you'll see like the Blackjack was the BJ1, one for the kind of base loadout Centurion CN9A. An example of a variant for the Centurion, I think there's a CN9AH for the heavier autocannon, an AC-10, and a CN9AL for where it swaps it with a large laser. What else did we see as enemies in that last mission? The Assassin here. While the development of the Assassin in 2676 was often considered the prime example of a political pork project, I've never heard of that expression before, rife with exaggerated performance statistics, fudged budget estimates, and numerous, sometimes dangerous corners cut during the production phase, the Assassin nonetheless turned out to be a surprisingly solid mech. Though it possesses relatively lackluster firepower for its tonnage, the Assassin compensates with high top speed and a decent amount of protection, making it ideal for hit and run tactics and in combat against lighter enemies. In fact, I think the Jenner outperforms this thing in just about every single way. It's got more weapons, pretty much. I think more armor and the same amount of speed. Where is the Jenner? Yeah, same speed, fractionally less armor, but more firepower for sure, and 5 tons lighter. Anyway, last one of these. Griffin, as one of the first designs to fill the void between the massive Mackie and smaller recon mechs subsequently produced, the Griffin was considered a highly advanced design when it rolled off the line in 2492. With the mobility of a recon unit and the firepower and armor of a heavy mech, Earthworks creation reigned supreme on the battlefield for a brief period. As time passed and newer, more advanced chassis started rolling off the production lines, the Griffin found a more specific niche as a mobile fire support unit. I think this is something that's often overlooked when talking about the effectiveness of a given mech design, because people often review them from the perspective of 3025, and I think the best example of that I can come up with is the Banshee. Everyone knows the standard Banshee is one of the most hilariously undergunned for its tonnage mechs that there is. It's pretty much useless until you can pick up a better variant. But I mean, looking at it in the context of the day, I mean, the Banshee was one of the very first mechs ever produced. I think it was second or third. And in 2450, whenever it was, nobody else was running mechs. And the innate advantages that came with having access to even a lance of them to go and perform duties that conventional armor couldn't do, made them hugely effective in their day. Much like this Griffin, you got to think about the numbers that were being produced as well. I mean, if the Griffin was something that was in mass production at a time where the other great houses were producing, 5 mechs. Well, it doesn't matter, the Griffin's maybe not that great. If there's 100 of them, it's going to be, a symbol of Terran hegemony supremacy. I don't actually know where the Griffin was produced, but, whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry for wasting all your time with this nonsense. Let's actually get into this mission here. We've got a bunch of things to read here. 4-player cooperative play is now available for this campaign. A co-op session must be initiated by choosing co-op from the title screen and loading a valid co-op save. Okay, we don't need to read that. We're not going to be co-oping. Old friend from Markson's Marauder here, Colonel Richard Markson. Hey kid, I heard about your old man biting the big one. Tough break. He was one of the good ones. Rihanna reached out and said you were stepping up and taking over for old Nikolai. Good on you. I wish you all the best. Anyways, I wanted to reach out and chat. Kid, old Nick knew better than most that the inner sphere can be a harsh place for us smaller merc units, but there is also a lot of need for our services outside what those Comstar stooges over at the Mercenary Review Board will put into one of their contracts. Not everyone can afford to charter a certified MRB-backed contract, and not every merc outfit is flashing around a regiment's worth of battle mechs like they're the next Wolf's Dragoons. There's a lot of need out there on all sides, but if you're savvy enough to know where to look, you can find additional work if you want to take it on. Thing is, these places don't just let anyone in. You need to have some rep for yourself built up to show that you can get the job done. And with you and Rihanna starting over, any rep that Nick's Cavaliers might have had is now gone. I can help you get yourself back into the loop, but you'll need to prove to the powers that be that your new outfit still has what it takes to get the job done, even with old Nick no longer around. If you can prove that you still have what it takes without your old man around, I'll be sure to open those back doors up for you. It's the least I can do for old Nick. I'll be rooting for you, kid. Best of luck. So this is an introduction to the Cantina missions that will pop up at Reputation 4. First we've got to get there though, and the best way to start that journey is by doing Armed Robbery for interstellar expeditions. The local systems are in shambles. Many mercenary outfits are packing up and running, while others are looking to ransack vacant merc bases. With only a few battle mechs to your name, it seems you'll be in need of some more hardware and supplies if you want to stay in this game. My clients need supplies too, and if you get your hands on some, I'll give you a healthy cut of the resale value. That should help you get back on your feet after everything that we've gone through around here. If you're game, I've got intel on a system where an independent company from Harlock's Warriors is trying to get out of system for good. If you're not afraid to shoot at other mechs, you should be able to chase them off and acquire some of their supplies. The surefire way to chase them off with minimal fuss is to shoot down the mech of Anders Willman, their head of security, and then the rest of the outfit should scatter. Willman's not well liked, to say the least, so you'd essentially be doing the Warriors a favour, and with the occupants on their way out anyway, they shouldn't put up that much of a fight to protect someone they'd rather be rid of. After chasing off the Warriors, I'll send in my crews and pay you for anything that's on my list of necessities. Anything else you find will be yours for the taking. Sounds like a good deal. That's what we're going to do. While we're here, let's have a look at where we are in the world. So, starting out in Mercenary Row here, the primary headquarters of Nick's Cavaliers was located within a cluster of star systems known for housing various mercenary outfits and freelancers. These companies shared an informal, if shaky, alliance to stay out of each other's systems. Now with the arrival of Black Inferno, all bets are off, and the various companies are looking to capitalize amidst the chaos. We saw that in action, so we started out in Robbery there, fled for our lives, and found that some of the mercenaries, I forget what it was called, the Circle of Eight or something, were turning on each other in Brooklyn to try and steal whatever they found there. We're starting out with this assassination contract, so that's where we're going. Quest, Armed Robbery. It is the easiest mission available to us, so good starting place. Assassination. A merc company has left its mech repair depot undermanned while they prepare to leave the system. There is minimal presence around the garage where valuable components or possibly a mech under repair might be found. Take out their head of security and the remaining outfit is bound to withdraw, which will give you the full run of the depot. Excellent. That's what we want to do then. And we are going to be 15 salvage is something. It's not nothing. We are going to be taking out a mech. Do we roll the dice early and try and get some? I think this is a good thing. Let's go for it. I don't know if we'll be able to, but it'd be good to have a salvaged mech if at all possible. I suspect it's not enough salvage though, only 3. We don't. Yeah, we'll take a chance.
Is in effect, Commander. Your visibility and sensor readings will be compromised out there.
Right, I'll give you the Jenna. It's what you're best with. I do want to give it a go myself before long. It was my goal for this playthrough to pilot every mech in the game. Not every variant. That'd be ridiculous. But I think there's about 80 different chassis. It'd be good to see them all. We were, what, 60 tons under there, I think I saw? We're sitting at 85 tons, and we're going to be stuck at that for a while.
Us and this company's supplies is their leader, Anders Willman. Take him out, and we'll be able to get our salvage crews planetside. Willman's forces have mostly fled the area, but you should still expect some resistance.
We've got a long march ahead of us here. Simple assassination mission in the early game. I shouldn't think there's more than 2 mechs around. I may be about to eat those words in a second, but we'll see. Should see him spawn in any second now, as soon as we get within a kilometer. Let's hold back here.
Ground armor spotted.
Yeah. I don't know why it lost lock the second I fired there. Please, can we hit this guy?
Target acquired.
Wow, how long? How many missiles? Oh, wow, it's going to take another one. Look at that last second aim there. That was ridiculous.
Target acquired.
Got another one.
Oh, I see the mech. Let's see if I can entice him to come this way. That was a hit. Oh, I see 3 mechs over there. And one of them is a hunch. Okay,
Target acquired.
let's deal with him first.
Target destroyed.
Okay, we've got a Centurion, I think, a Javelin, and a Hunchback. That is troubling, to say the least. Punchies, holding distance.
New target javelin.
Let's pull them in. This is the standard one, 2 S&M6s. If I don't have to engage that Hunchback, I won't.
Engaging Tango.
Okay,
Incoming missile.
Javelin's found me. You guys get on him. Oh, come on.
Target destroyed.
Priority target acknowledged, Commander.
Take his arm off.
Incoming missile.
I see them. Take his arm off. Come on. Or he does the same to me. There we go. He's lost his big gun.
Incoming missile.
Target identified.
Come on, come on, come on. Wow. Aim is terrible.
Target destroyed.
How are you holding up? Rear armor's
New
cracked.
target hunchback.
It must be the Hunchback is our target then. Give me another lock on him.
Target acquired.
It's the standard model, who's somehow already taken a head hit. Was that my AC shot from right at the start? Amazing aim. If he wants to play this game, I'm not going to go closer. He doesn't want to leave his objective marker. We'll just slowly whittle him away. It increases my odds of salvaging him, if nothing else. It's not ideal that the Jenna took as much damage as it did. I'm just going to deplete my missiles here. This guy really doesn't want to approach. I'm not going to tempt fate. Riveting gameplay as I know this is, but this is just the sensible option right now. Is he finally closing? Just missed. My aim is not great here. I think I finally hit a side torso there. That is the side torso I'd rather take off. Multiple arm shots there. Finally identifies himself.
What you're doing here, but we picked up and shipped out most of our goods. If you're looking to raid us, you're going to be sorely disappointed. But if you're looking to die, you have come to the right place.
It is you who will die. Come on. I might actually be able to salvage this guy with the amount of damage he's taken.
Right. Willman is out of the picture.
Go.
And we'll be able to get ourselves some of his much needed resources. And hey, the inner sphere is a better place without him. Now let's get you all home. Head to the evac point.
Yeah!
Oh, we've got hostiles in our rear.
New target. Locust. Target.
Walk on up to the treasure to pick it up.
Target
It's hitting my friend there.
That's close enough. Ready to start pickup operation. Package acquired.
Do I stick around and kill this guy?
Enemy mech
That worked.
destroyed.
I don't know who they're firing at. Potentially another mech, so let's not stick around any longer. I annoyed at myself. I shot Jenna right at the very end there, but otherwise did okay. Just armor damage on the Centurion, which is what we want. And fingers crossed I can salvage something. There wasn't anything too exciting besides that Hunchback, so if I could get that, that would be great. AC5. We can get another Centurion for ourselves. It's not nothing. Oh, it had the hot-loaded missiles. Whatever. Sometimes war can feel a little too much like playing Executioner, but it's the hard choices that will save your command. You just have to walk a fine line between saving the command and going too far. Today, you walked the line just fine. Security Chief Willman may have been a scoundrel, but there was no need to kill him. Whatever your employer told you about him must have been to satisfy your qualms about conducting a raid here. If you needed supplies, I'm sure we could have worked something out, merc to merc, instead of you resorting to petty larceny. Trust me, if you ever want to succeed in this life, you gotta know how to spot a line your employer is feeding you, and then find your own truth. Interesting. Raises questions right from the get-go about how truthful our employers are going to be, even someone we trust, like Sebastian Spears, although this was through his organization, Interstellar Expeditions, as opposed to him personally. We gained a little bit. We were against independence both times, but that's fine. Well, we got another mech. I'm not sure whether it's worth repairing, to be honest. Somehow, this Jenner, the damage to its rear torso is, oh well, its internals is less than the cost of just the armor on the Centurion, but it's not a big penalty at all. That's fine. 88,000 is nothing. You took a risk, Commander, but it looks like it paid off in spades for both of us. Your salvage crews managed to dig up a pretty decent haul for me, including an operational mech chassis. None of my clients are in the market for scalp mechs, so consider it part of your payment. It'll probably do your unit more good than it will mine. And there we go, a Locust 3V, excellent. Let's take it. Some medium lasers too. Some higher tier medium lasers. We might want to swap them out. While we are here, let's quickly look at our new database. Came across a Hunchback, I think. This one. Introduced in 2572, the Hunchback is a medium to short-range brawler that rose to prominence during the many urban battles of the Reunification War. Widely known for its street fighting abilities, the Hunchback soon earned the respect and admiration of many MechWarriors, though the original Komeyaba Nissan General Industries factories were destroyed during the Succession Wars. Kawayama acquired the rights to the design and soon began producing the Hunchback for the Freewells League, and it's common basically across the whole Innisphere, or it says as much at the top there. Yeah, the 4G is the standard one, I'm pretty sure, with the AC20. And there's a few variants we might come across soon as well. Saw a second one of those. This was the SRM6 one. And the Locust, I think, was our other new one here. First created in 2499, look how little it is there. The Locust is still one of the most common battle mechs in operation over 5 centuries later. While several more advanced light mechs have been created over the years, few can match the Locust's combination of speed, endurance, and perhaps most of all, very low cost. This has led to a significant number of variants for the venerable Scout, though often the extra armaments come at the cost of reducing its armor. Didn't we shoot at a... Well, okay, we must have shot at a 3V at the end. The 3V is the brand new one. It's a 3rd generation one, I suppose. Normally it's the variant of the 1st gen. 3004, so this is a new... Basically adds an extra medium laser to the original design, which makes it slightly more capable, but not something we'll be relying on too much. We have other missions here, and I want to take advantage of that before doing much else. So let's have a look at our other contracts. What have we got? A kind of mission is this? Where does it say? Oh, Demolition, Scorched Death, Objective Raid. These are doable. Well, I'm gonna start with this Objective Raid here. I'm gonna take our Locust for a ride, and in the meantime, we will do some repairs. We will repair this one. 10 days. I forget whether it says how long it is going to be. I think it's just 1 week by standard. So if I'm going on to another one on the other side, we could... I mean, we could do some really... I forget where the damage is done exactly to this thing. It's center torso. Let's see how long this is going to take. 2 days. The right arm's where the gun is. What did I just repair there? And now let's see. 4 days. Oh, it's the left arm that's got no... Oh, I see what's happening here. Yeah, we need to... I don't know if we can get this repaired in time. We'll manage. 4 days on that somehow was less. I guess it's just got no internals to repair. And this I'm not going to bother with repairing. There's not a good reason to do so at the moment. 2 Centurions would be good for us, to be honest. But I think I need to go to a industrial hub, because it's adding an extra... it's adding a lot. So what we'll do is we'll go for that raid instead. Objective raid is where we'll begin. And if we're raiding, we're not going to be salvaging much. So I would have liked to have gotten more C-bills there with House Davian. We're going up against Kurita. Also, these objectives here are always generic, so I'm not going to bother reading those.
The weather's really kicking up, Commander. Your visibility will be limited out there.
That's good for us. I think it reduces their odds of hitting us if the weather's down. And since I'm just going to do a quick in and out with the Locust, that is, yeah, what I want.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure. Warning. Hangar doors opening. Stand clear.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Okay.
Time to pillage. Our employer
That's a lot.
wants to destroy enemy assets and raid for supplies.
Okay. I am going to quickly, or I should have done this before I started the mission. I'll do so afterwards. I was going to change my weapon groups. It's fine. This base will not be undefended. I think the quickest way to do this is just to run through everything.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Scratch that target
Press one
off
down.
the list.
Commander to all units. Unidentified battle mechs on the field. Take them out.
Just one turret didn't seem like a lot. The mechs must be clustered somewhere else.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Run into that.
Target down.
Oh, I'm not sticking around for artillery. We can outrun them.
Incoming missile.
Who's missiling me from here?
Acquired.
Mechs in the area. Moving in.
Oh, Jesus. Well, hello. Not even sure where you came from. I'm gonna deal with him because otherwise he's gonna be shooting me in the back.
Target destroyed.
Machine guns don't have the range.
Target acquired.
Oh my god. This is not what I want. I do not want the artillery shelling me while I'm trying to not hang around and kill things. I'm pretty sure artillery have range in this, although their range might be most of the map. How did that hit me? I wasn't in that circle. Don't mind me, turret. Oh, okay. Irby's here. I'll go through this.
Target neutralized.
Another one down. More speed, please. I do not want to get hit by that. It was a rapid fire AC-10 as well.
Once you've found the targeted asset, move up to
Do a
it.
quick bit of
and we'll
salvage.
begin the recovery procedure. Cargo acquired.
Oh, I can't hit it with this artillery. Well, that works.
Target destroyed. All target buildings have been destroyed, Commander.
Good stuff.
Good job. Getting you an evac now. Head to the marked location.
Okay, that was a little bit dicey with the artillery coming down. If it weren't for that, this would have been a very straightforward mission.
Stand by for
Only a
pickup,
single
Commander.
mech.
Welcome home.
I'm a bit annoyed that artillery did damage when I was definitely not within its circle. Oh, there's a turret there, but whatever. We won't get much in the way of salvage. In fact, we might not even be able to take all the shares we were promised because I barely killed anything, but whatever. Yeah, look at that. 11. Well, whatever. That'll have to do. Yeah, again, these outro things are generic on the procedurally generated ones. I'm not going to waste time reading them every time. A bit more damage than I would have liked, but you know what? That's fine. It is now September 21st, 2015. Let's queue up our repairs on this, which shouldn't take long. Oh, Centurion is fixed, so I didn't make a note of what it was before. It said 10 days to get it repaired, didn't it? So I guess more than 10 days passed. We're going to go for Demolition next, I think. Yes, before we make an enemy of Outward's Alliance, we will do the means of production here. And we will get some cash, because I don't think... Yeah, 9's not going to be enough to salvage anything. Maybe a Locust, but we would have got one. We don't need it. Before we commence that, though... In fact, no, we can take it now, can't we? let's have a look at our RB here. Where are we? Called upon to produce an effective light mech for city fighting, Orgus Industries replied with the Urban Mech in 2675. Cheap to produce and potent in its assigned duties, the mech was manufactured in larger numbers until the destruction of the Orgus Industries production lines, though many survived the succession wars. While extremely slow, not just for a light mech, but for any mech, the Urban Mech is notable for its unique 360-degree torso turn ability, giving it a decisive edge in urban combat. It also makes it very strange to play with the mouse. It's almost like having mouse acceleration on. It's like you move your mouse in a direction and it initiates, I don't know, an amount of turning which doesn't correspond to how far your mouse has moved. It's quite, not disorientating, but weird to play. And also it's slow as all hell. But whatever. Hopefully, if we run into any others, we can run away from them with our Locust again. We won't be so lucky this time out. Freeman, you're back in. And we're done with the Locust. I'm going for the Centurion again. And you're going to go back for your Javelin. Actually, do I want to swap this round? We will... Yeah, I'll take the Javelin this time, why not? Oh, and I didn't, just remembered, we didn't give this guy the proper paint scheme. There we go. We're good. Let's rock.
Attention. Prepare for battle mech departure.
The Jenner then.
Hangar doors
It's a
open.
fairly decent
Stand
mech.
clear.
Does depend on what you're going up against though.
Online.
With a demolition mission, I'm hoping we can do... Oh wow, okay. Our controls are on the ceiling in this thing.
Our target is an industrial complex marked on your tactical display. Our employer wants it gone, and we aim to please.
Got it.
Light that complex up like a New Year's celebration, Commander.
These can vary quite a bit in how challenging they are. Sometimes demolition missions are the absolute easiest thing you could have. Other times they are extremely laborious and you get bogged down with some...
New target Javelin.
Oh, who's shot?
Target acquired.
Get out of here.
Target destroyed.
Right. That is a fire javelin there. Eladam's going overhead.
New target.
Herbie there.
Mech. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Target
Okay.
acquired, Commander.
That's an AC-10. That's problematic for us because we don't have any long range. If we were in the Centurion there, that'd be no trouble. But I'm gonna have to get his rear armor here. Oh, that's not gonna work if Centurion's moving forwards as well. Hello. Gonna overheat this thing.
Good start, Commander. I'm showing major damage to the target facility.
I don't know how, we're not even engaging it.
Heat critical.
Yes, got it.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
And good, the Centurion dealt with this guy's weapons. So, if he's not got any weapons, I will fire at this guy instead.
Target destroyed. Target acquired. Target destroyed.
Right. He's not even a threat anymore. Let's not hang around. Let's go to our objective.
Target acquired.
There's your target objective, Commander. Why don't you go over and introduce yourself?
Enemy mech destroyed.
I can't tell if
The
that
area
yellow
is down
stuff...
to half capacity. Keep
Oh,
going.
that hurts.
This area is on its last legs, Commander. Just one final push.
No, okay, we're done.
We'll go home. The facility's gone cold. All power signatures gone. No one's going to be able to utilize this complex for quite a
Hang in
bit.
there, Centurion.
Time to get out of here, Commander.
Just realised I had an option open, but whatever. Trees slow us down. There was another medium somewhere.
Mission complete, Commander. Let's go home.
Target
It's another assassin. Quick, before this guy takes any armor. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't too bad. I wish I hadn't stepped on something explosive, but I couldn't really tell what I was looking at with that oil refinery thing there. A step closer. Are we going to be able to finish all of... Well, oh no. I didn't take any salvage this time. Okay, whatever. The mistakes were made, but never mind. Would it be nice to have an RB? Some skills up across the board. That was alright. Damage not too high. I could almost go straight into the next one. But I won't. Because that would be foolish. Yeah, I was just trying to... How risky do I want to play this? Because we could just go straight in. I think I might. And we'll try and salvage something.
Heads up, Commander. Weather conditions in the area will restrict visibility.
Okay. We will take a chance. And we'll try and get through this. We might have some internal cracks, but that's fine because I think this will be enough to take us up to Reputation 4.
marked on your tactical display is the objective. We have been contracted to render the whole facility uninhabitable. I'll monitor your progress from the dropship and report when our employer is satisfied with the work.
This isn't great terrain. We're going to have to get quite close to it. Range on missiles 900. So let's start shelling this thing as soon as we can here. I don't think you can paint a target with LRMs like I'm trying to. And just go wherever you were aiming your first fire. Something exploded in there.
Priority target acknowledged,
Spider.
Commander. Targeted and moving in.
It's a repeat of our tutorial mission here. Taking an arm off, but that's not what his weapons are. Damn it.
Target destroyed. Target
Jenner, why were you that far over there? There's an LRM carrier or something there. Not anymore. Helicopters coming in.
Target acquired.
Target identified.
Target destroyed.
Got another one.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target acquired.
LRM turrets, no
Target
thanks.
destroyed.
There it is. I'll leave the rest of the demolition job up to you, Commander.
Target
Right, I'm going to wander through these buildings here.
They're operating at reduced efficiency. Keep on smashing. Integrity of this place is down to 50%. We're halfway there. Just a wee bit more, Commander. This complex is on the verge of
Come on.
collapse. That's
Okay,
it, Commander.
moving.
You completely destroyed this area. Great work. Best get to the evac point now, before more reinforcements arrive.
Target destroyed.
There was an SRM carrier over there, that's
Right
concerning.
behind you, Commander. Commander.
You stay with me. I don't want you advancing ahead if that's what I saw. Yes. Thank you, Leopard. Oh, that guy went to orbit.
Moving to requested grid, Commander. Heading to location.
Well, we made it through. And I think we are done with Reputation 4, all on one single planet. It's amazing luck. Damage-wise, we did pretty well there, all things considered. And look at that. Reputation rank 4. Our reputation across the Inner is growing. Potential employers are inquiring about your services, and new employment opportunities have become available on the star map. Well, this was a much quicker episode than I was anticipating, but hey, that's the way it goes. Salvage-wise, nothing interesting. Would have liked that spider, wasn't to be. And I probably don't need that much. And this is just generic. Some skills up on Lieutenant Freeman. He's doing well so far. 10,000 damage, that's nothing. We did really, really well there. I mean, this is early game, but I mean, we are going in 60 tons under. And that is all she wrote, really, for this second chapter in our playthrough of MechWarrior 5 Mercs. We're going to come back next time, and we're going to continue our adventure going up through the ranks, and we'll be advancing into a new region of the Inner Sphere. First, though, we're going to probably listen to something Rihanna or Fahad has to say, and we're going to be taking a detour via Valentina in the Draconis Combine. You'll see why next time. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you soon for another video.